Hello. So I did just try to go live in the Facebook group, but for some reason I think my computer potentially needs updating and it refused to do it. So yes, I'm in bed. First question. This is just a quick Q&A, but Finn the dog is settled, and once he gets unsettled, he is a nightmare. So I'm going to sit with him. I have a few questions that have been submitted by people that I just wanted to run through in this quick video. And these are about breakfast, foods that we can include in our diet, and being in situations that you can't control, and overeating. So the first question I have is it healthy to eat the same breakfast every day? And the answer to this is, as with all nutrition questions, it depends. And there are some huge benefits to eating the same breakfast every day. And if you have quite a varied diet anyway, there's no reason why you can't eat the same breakfast every day and still be healthy. If your diet consists of white bread toast for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch with ham in it, and a burger for dinner, then you might potentially want to mix it up a little bit more at breakfast time. But if you already have like a varied diet and you get your variety from your lunch and dinner, and there's no reason why breakfast can't just serve a purpose. I have the same breakfast every single day. Partly that's because I'm weird and I just really like it. It is very practical and it's very time saving to have the same breakfast every day because you know you're going to get up. Mornings tend to be when we're really busy. So you have a lot going on. You've got to get ready for work. You've got to get the kids up. You've got to walk the dog. And you might just not be asked to think about what you want to eat at that time in the morning. So it reduces the decisions that you have to make throughout the day as well. And reducing the decisions that you have to make throughout the day leaves more mental cognitive space available for you to make other decisions, like what am I going to have for lunch, if lunch is a time that you tend to fall off track a little bit. So yeah, practical and the practical and time saving, because you don't really have to think about it, and reduces the decision making that you have to make, but make sure that you are getting plenty of variety from the rest of your diet. The second question was, I know that I shouldn't take foods away from my diet completely, but are there any specific foods that I should add to my diet for fat loss and well-being and health and all that stuff? So yes, you are absolutely correct that we shouldn't be trying to eliminate or completely eliminate foods from our diet unless, of course, you have an allergy or an intolerance or a very legitimate reason to do so. And there aren't necessarily any specific foods that are going to work wonders that you should add to your diet that will kind of fix everything. As I mentioned in the previous question, we want to be aiming for this wide variety of foods. But there are a couple of things that you might want to think about including more of. And the first one of those is oily fish. This is because oily fish is really high in essential fatty acids, EPA and DHA, which form omega-3. And you've probably heard of omega-3 fatty acid. I probably banged on at you about it at some point. And you can get this from oily fish like mackerel and salmon. Vegetarians can get some of it from like flaxseed and walnuts, but if you are vegetarian or you don't eat much oily fish at all, I would probably consider having an omega-3 supplement. You can get vegetarian and vegan versions of omega-3. And plenty of different colours in your diet, that kind of helps with the variety. So thinking about reds, purples, greens, whites, oranges, yellows, and that will generally the different colour of the veg signifies the nutrients that are in it. And I'm so aware that I speak so much with my hands really close to the screen when I do these. The different colours tend to represent the different nutrients that are present. So if you're getting a wide variety of colours, you're probably going to get a wide variety of nutrients. And then also just things like not eating chicken all the time, sometimes having beef or tofu or eggs or just something else, making sure you're getting a wide variety. You can also make your own list of foods to aim to include, and this will be dependent on what you already have in your diet and what you might like to eat more of. And this doesn't necessarily have to be from a health perspective or a weight loss perspective, although it might impact health and weight loss. And it might just be a list of things that you want to eat more of to get more variety, to get more satisfaction and satiation from your diet. So, for example, at the start of this year, I set targets for myself to eat more avocado, more salmon, and more stir fry sauces, to try out different stir fry sauces because I always get the same one. And you can make like little random things like that that you want to eat more of. So the third question I have is, when I'm in situations that I can't control or haven't planned for, I overeat. How do I deal with it? And the answer to this is you learn to deal with it. And stop telling yourself that you can't deal with it. That's probably the first hurdle to get over. A lot of people will have one setback once and go, well, I'm one of those people that I clearly cannot deal with it. But you learn to play chess, you learnt French in school, you learnt to swim, so why do you assume that you can't learn to do this? And there's a few different things that you can do to make this easier. You can kind of have some default options that you go to. So if you know that you're going to be out and about and you're going to have to get lunch on the go, there's 99.9% of the time there's going to be a Tesco Express, or there's going to be a Subway, or there's going to be something fairly standardized so you can get used to having a bit of control in these moments of losing control. And you can know that you can walk into a Tesco Express and get yourself a sandwich and a piece of fruit. Like, easy, you don't have to overthink it. If you know that you're going to be going out for meals and you're not going to be in control of where you're going or what's on the menu, you can just choose something. Choose something that you fancy and have some guidelines and a framework about what you choose and how much you choose. And this might mean that you choose not to have starters and desserts. It might mean that you just choose a main meal. You get to decide how you deal with this. But I think telling yourself that you don't have any control, because you always have control and you always have a choice, even if that choice is just the only thing on offer is sausage rolls, and I have a choice over how many sausage rolls I'm going to eat, you always have some element of control. So stop telling yourself that you can't do it just because there's no control. And that is it. If you have any questions that you would like answering, please do stick them in the comments below. Or alternatively, if you want to ask anonymously, like these people have, there's a link, and you can click the link and ask me a question, and I will answer it in a slightly more detailed video like this. And that's it. Bye.